Trent Alexander-Arnold is football's most controversial figure. He is a generational talent who has an ability to do what no other defender can. He burst onto the scene due to his ability on the ball along with his deadly crossing. It was like watching David Beckham at right back. Yet, despite his greatness, everyone only focuses on Trent's weaknesses. He has received criticism for his lazy marking and habit of turning off defensively in big games. But how could a player who people call a defensive liability be in the team of the season, be nominated for Defender of the Year? Is this not the same Trent who helped Liverpool win the Champions League and the Premier League? What is the truth about Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Pineapple belongs on a pizza, 100%.
We're never going to agree on this one, so...
Yeah, we won't agree.
To understand Trent's story, we have to start from the beginning. Trent joined the Liverpool Youth Academy at the age of 6. It was during his time in the academy where Trent was introduced to the fullback role, where he was converted from a right midfielder to a right back. It was obvious from a young age that Trent was a prodigy. In fact, Steven Gerrard even wrote about him in his autobiography. Trent Arnold has a terrific chance of making it as a top professional, wrote Gerrard. He's quite leggy, but he's got a lovely frame and seems to have all the attributes you need. Great words to hear from an absolute Liverpool legend. Trent rose through the academy quickly, his name becoming more and more famous within Liverpool. He ended up being selected in the first team squad by manager Brendan Rodgers for the team's final preseason friendly against Swindon Town. Trent's official debut wouldn't be till the 25th of October in 2016, starting in the 4th round of the EFL Cup. Although he got a yellow card and only really played 68 minutes, it was obvious to everyone that Trent had something special. He was actually rewarded with a new long-term contract in November. Locking down Trent for the future was an excellent decision from the Liverpool board, and they were immediately rewarded for their decision. In that same month, Trent was named man of the match after his performance against Leeds United in the EFL Cup, where he recorded his first of many assists. A beautiful cross that found Divock Origi, who put the ball in the back of the net. Barcelona fans, you might get PTSD watching that goal.
Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi! Yeah! Yeah! Unbelievable!
The way Trent was whipping in these crosses with such amazing technique at such a young age, people knew they were seeing greatness. But the question remained, how good could he be defensively? Trent made his Premier League debut on the 14th of December 2016. He would go on to make 11 more appearances for Liverpool in all competitions, winning Liverpool's Young Player of the Season award. At the start of the 2017-2018 season, Trent got the opportunity of a lifetime when Nathaniel Clyne, who was the starting right back at the time for Liverpool, got injured. An opportunity is all Trent needed. He scored his first goal for the club when he struck in a free kick in the Champions League playoff round against 1899 Hoffenheim. You know you've struck the ball cleanly when the goalkeeper doesn't even bother diving to make a save. The swerve on that shot from the range where he's shooting at, I'm telling you guys, there's not many players that can do what Trent does on set pieces. That goal also made him the 3rd youngest player to score on his European debut for Liverpool after Michael Owen and David Fairclough. Trent scored again in the Champions League, this time in a 7-0 victory over Maribor. It was a long shot that took a massive deflection, but hey, they all count the same. He then scored his first Premier League goal the day after Christmas against Swansea in a 5-0 victory. Swansea couldn't clear the ball out and Trent swooped in, making the interception and then banging in a volley into the top left-hand corner. The sheer power and accuracy of the shot, man, nobody's saving that. So far, it has been all sunshine and rainbow. I mean, who doesn't want to see a teenager rise through the academy and bang in goals for his boyhood club? In March of 2018, however, we began to see the limitations of Trent's game. Trent is by no means a bad defender, but at times, he can be below the average of what you expect from a top-end Premier League club's right back. In back-to-back weeks, he struggled against Wilfried Zaha and Marcus Rashford. Listen, these are wingers that even the best right backs struggle to play against, but Trent was seriously getting exposed. These performances, however, didn't change Klopp's mind as he started Trent in the quarterfinals of the Champions League against Manchester City in April. This was the biggest of occasions. There would be nowhere for Trent to hide. With the entire world watching, Trent Trent put together a man-of-the-match performance that helped Liverpool win the first leg 3-0. Not only had they won, he kept up a solid performance in the reverse fixture as well, helping Liverpool win 5-1 on aggregate and get to the semi-finals of the Champions League for the first time in 10 years. Liverpool ended up beating Roma in the Champions League semi-final, making the final where Trent was faced with his biggest challenge to date, defending Cristiano Ronaldo. While Liverpool ended up losing the final, it wasn't because of Trent. He kept Ronaldo quiet all game. In fact, the loss was way more on Karius and Gareth Bale's greatness. Trent ended up winning the Liverpool Young Player of the Season award for the second season in a row, and was also nominated for the Golden Boy Award, where he came second to Ajax defender Matthijs de Ligt. Despite not winning the award, the world was beginning to take notice of what Trent was doing at right back. For me, the issue with the recent narratives around Trent is that while he does get appreciated for defending wingers like Sané and Cristiano Ronaldo, the praise ends up never being as loud as the disrespect is when he doesn't defend well. I'm not here to tell you that Trent is some sort of elite defender. In fact, as we'll see later in the video, at times he can be a liability. But while he might get beat or forget to mark a player, he always makes it up on the other end of the pitch. You don't start a Champions League final at the age of 20 if you aren't a generational talent. What it comes down to at the end of the day is just preference. What kind of fullback are you looking for? If you want your fullbacks to create the way Jurgen Klopp does, then there isn't a better player on the planet than Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent continued his good form into the 2018-2019 season. He was one of the 10 players nominated for the Copa Trophy, an award presented by France Football to the best young players under the age of 21. Although he only finished 6th in the voting, it was clear that his reputation was beginning to grow. In a world where everybody only talks about attackers, it was nice to see a right back in the conversation for best player. His age and ability made it clear that he was the most valuable fullback in the world, and he showed it on the 27th of February in 2019, becoming the youngest player to record 3 assists in a single Premier League match. He assisted Mane twice and Van Dijk once to help Liverpool with a dominant 5-0 victory over Watford. The first assist to Mane was classic Trent. The Watford defenders gave him all the time in the world, and he ended up finding the perfect cross to Mane. The second Mane goal was an example of Trent's intelligence and passing ability, playing a little chip in behind the Watford backline to Mane, who backheeled it in. Then his third assist, a lovely cross from a free kick right onto Virgil van Dijk's head. I mean, how many other fullbacks are getting 3 assists in one game? Not Kyle Walker, not Ben White, not Kieran Trippier, nor Reece James. None of them have done what Trent Alexander-Arnold has done. Less than 2 months later, he became the 5th youngest player to ever reach 50 Premier League appearances for Liverpool, behind Michael Owen, Raheem Sterling, Robbie Fowler, and Steven Gerrard, when he started in a 3-1 win over Southampton. A pretty elite company of players to be a part of. Later in April, he was nominated for the PFA Young Player of the Year award and was later named in the PFA Team of the Year, alongside his Liverpool teammates Van Dijk, Mane, and Robertson. Trent's creativity and chance creation was an essential part of why Liverpool won the Champions League that season and got 97 points in the Premier League. I mean, Trent even broke the record for most assists by a defender in a Premier League season with 12. 12 assists in a season is impressive no matter where you play, and Trent was doing it at right back. I, of course, can't talk about assists in the 2019 season and not bring up his corner taken quickly for Origi's winning goal to help Liverpool come back and beat Barcelona in the second leg of the Champions League final at Anfield. These are historic moments created by an absolute gem of a player. A fullback that can create at the same level as a center attacking midfielder. I don't think people realize how ridiculous this is. After starting in the Champions League final against Tottenham, Trent became the youngest player to start in 2 successive finals in the competition. He was later named in the UEFA Team of the Season and nominated for the Defender of the Season award. By the 2019-2020 season, Trent had cemented himself as the best right back in the world. I mean, just look at the goal he scored against Chelsea, an absolute rocket of a goal that was later ended up being nominated for Goal of the Month. The next month after this goal, Trent was nominated for the 2019 Ballon d'Or. Do you guys understand how good you have to be even be nominated for this award as a defender? Very few fullbacks have ever made the list, let alone doing it at the age of 21. On the 2nd of November, he became the 4th youngest player to reach 100 appearances for Liverpool. He made the occasion that much more special by assisting the game-winning goal by Sadio Mane, a lovely cross at the near post. I bet at this point of the video, seeing crosses like this from Trent seems normal to you, almost like it's FIFA. Liverpool ended up winning the Premier League this season, with Trent being awarded the Premier League Young Player of the Season award, the PFA Young Player of the Year accolade, and was even named in the PFA Team of the Year. People will focus on Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, maybe even Alisson, on why Liverpool was able to dominate the world in these 2 seasons. But for me, Trent was the X factor. The weapon that Liverpool had that nobody else could compete with. A right back who can create chances from you from wide positions, from corners, from set pieces. Can't imagine any other player being able to make Klopp's tactical system of constant attack come to life the way Trent did. This is the definition of generational. Unfortunately for Trent, life since the 2020 season has been far more rocky. With Liverpool winning less as a team, a bigger focus has been made onto Trent's weaknesses. Mainly his lazy defending. I mean, one of his defensive errors was on the biggest stage. He completely left Vinny open in the Champions League final and he just tapped the ball in. Against Arsenal, he made a shocking decision to run at Martinelli and just leave the play when he didn't win the tackle, leading to a Saka goal. Against Napoli in the Champions League, Kvara was cooking him left and right. Against Brighton, Mitoma was having a field day with him. All this scrutiny ended up causing Gareth Southgate to not select Trent for the 2022 World Cup qualifications. Although he was a part of the 26-man squad at the actual World Cup, he only made 1 appearance against Wales. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and try and tell you that Trent hasn't had some absolute howlers. There are some big issues in his game, but I feel that's the case for most fullbacks. Pick a defender, any defender, and over the course of their career, I bet you can make a highlight reel of the amount of times they were cooked by the opposition attacker. While Trent might not be as complete as your Zanettis, Cafus, and Lams, he can do things on the attacking side that we haven't seen any other fullback do. I mean, even guys like Dani Alves and Marcelo couldn't strike a ball the way Trent can. So as the world debates his strengths and weaknesses, let us not lose sight of the bigger picture. Similar to Beckham, Trent is more than just a footballer. He is a visionary, a symbol of change, an example that the beautiful game is always evolving. Whether you cheer for him or against him, whether you want him as your team's right back or not, one thing remains true. Trent is doing something few footballers have done before, revolutionizing an entire position. If you want to see another player who doesn't get the appreciation he deserves, check out this video right here on Antoine Griezmann.